March 15th, 2016. Luana, dealing with Facebook haters, wrote, "Thank you. This is almost the same thing I wrote on the appeals every time that got me turned back on. I think when we block black jaguar white tiger haters, they get their feathers ruffled and do whatever to get even. And the latest attack is even trying to get our pages shut down. Last week, I put my Facebook page to strict private settings, almost closed it entirely because I got some nasty messages accusing and threatening me of abusing my horses, and someone should steal them away in the dead of the night so I can't butcher them. My animals are extremely well cared for and never ever mistreated. I reported it to Facebook, but the accounts that sent them no longer exist. Supposedly, the horses on my cover photo are fake horses, so I can con people out of their horses, then I butcher them and sell them down south. They accuse me of abusing them and then say they are fake horses. I didn't say anything sooner because I thought I was just being paranoid, but after today I'm not so sure because I'm not sure if the attack was on the Big Cat Rescue page or on my personal account." And then these next several paragraphs are her talking about all of the security measures that she put in place. And I'm not going to tell you what those security measures are in case there are bad guys lurking on this site, which I am absolutely positive happens. I know who you are. So I'm just going to go back to the part where I responded to her. "I'm sorry you were having to deal with this. Things will probably get worse before they get better, but I'm counting on them all just being a bunch of loudmouthed bullies who won't really take action. Yesterday, the judge in Oklahoma granted a receivership on Joe's place. As usual, we aren't discussing this outside our ranks, but what it means is that the court has appointed someone to actually go into Joe's place, take over all of the bank accounts, and they can, and hopefully will, put a person in his facility to man the cash register. They can choose to keep this person or persons there until our $1 million judgment is repaid, and Joe has to pay them all to be there. The receiver makes the decisions about the money coming in and going out, so Joe won't be able to steal cash, hide money, pay illegal aliens in cash, etc. If Joe gives him any lip, he will have the authority to put Joe out, as Joe claims he's just a consultant with no ownership. When Joe finds out, which could be any time now, he's going to go stark raving mad and really turn up the heat with the haters." And that was the end of this post. Two things on this. One was I was so sure that these people were just bullies and that they were not going to do anything. And yet you will hear later in a later report that someone went in and poisoned all of Luana's animals and killed all but one of the horses, I think. And her domestic pets that were in the house were safe, but all of the farm animals were killed. And it was tied directly to this whole thing with the people surrounding Joe Schreibvogel. So that was a really horrible thing. And so she's had to put in even more security since this back in 2016. But that's how long she's been, and she's been dealing with it long before this, but this was when things started really getting heated and very difficult for the people around me who were trying to protect animals. And then the other thing was that Joe and Jeff Lowe, it's my understanding, managed to just threaten and intimidate the court-ordered receiver to the point where he was never able to do all of the stuff that he was told by the court to go do. And even now, all these years later, 16, that's like 5 years later, we're still dealing with the fallout from the fact that none of the accounts were able to be protected by the receiver because of the fact that these bullies were able to scare him off. And it just blows my mind that this can happen and that the court system can take so long. And, what can you do at this point? Everything has been taken, stolen, depleted, misused. All of that, and there's just no recourse against these bad actors. It's sad. If you enjoyed these video blogs of my diary, Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.